Hi Scorpio, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your December 2025 tarot reading. Thank you to those of you who have liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, Taurus will be in front of us at the Celtic crossword as always, and also pulled the 4 agreements and Wisdom Oracle card for you guys. We're actually going to start the reading off by rolling those astrology dice we have in front of us to get an idea of where your focus should be as far as that goes. Alright, we have 9. So 9th house energy for you guys is Cancer, and right now we have Jupiter retrograde in the sign of Cancer. 9th house in general points to philosophy, higher learning, and foreign affairs, so you guys might be reconsidering some things in that area of life. Alright, we have the Sun. So the Sun's pretty much just leaving your sign, and it's going to go into Sagittarius, of course, and it'll be there until the 21st of December, at which point it'll move to Capricorn. So it'll be moving from your 2nd house of possession, self-worth, and finances into your 3rd house of communication, short journeys, and siblings. And speaking of Capricorn, we also have that coming up here as well. And I see some Capricorn energy in your main spread. So yeah, could just be saying that that season in particular might be more significant than usual for you guys, because at least astrologically speaking, it's a little quiet there now. I will say in the middle of the month, Mars will move into Capricorn, and then Venus about a week and a half after that, and of course, like we said, the Sun will move there as well. But won't be busy initially in Capricorn, but toward the end of the month it will be. All right, we'll keep all that in mind as we go through the main spread. In the main situation position, we have the Devil, Capricorn energy, and challenging that, we have the Hermit, Virgo energy. What I'm getting from this could just be saying that there might be this really strong bond that you might feel to someone, like a karmic bond, and you could just be trying to figure out why that's the case, right? Like you, maybe on the one hand, you get the attraction to pull toward the person, but then on another, you're like, oh, this seems weird, right? Like, okay, I've had attractions before, or whatever the case may be. Why does this one feel so different, right? Might almost make you feel uneasy in a way. More so because it seems like such a mystery than anything, I think. In the foundation position, we have the 10 of Swords. So yeah, that could be another element of it as well, right? Because he's looking right down at the 10 of Swords. So it could just be saying that this could be someone you had an ending with, right? So maybe that's what makes it even stranger to you, right? You're like, okay, I mean, been there, done that, right? That situation's over with. Why do I keep thinking about this person, right? That could be where your mind is at right now. In the past position, we have the 10 of Pentacles. So for some of you, this could just be saying this might have actually been a person you had a pretty long-standing commitment with for a while. And if not that, it could just be saying at the very least you saw the potential for the connection with this person to go that route. In the present position, we have the Emperor. So this is Aries energy here. So yeah, so this could just be saying you might be feeling a little bit more confident as far as what you want to do regarding the situation. So I feel like this is saying, whatever information you've been trying to gather, like what exactly the situation is around that. It looks like for a lot of you, you're already at the point where you feel like, okay, now I get what it was about. In the near future position, we have Justice. So this is Libra energy here. And for you guys, that is your 12th house. So this could just be saying that maybe, you're going to have some epiphany around, okay, what was the situation meant to teach you, right? And then how can you rebalance the scales beyond that? In the position of your influence in a situation, we have the Knight of Wands. So this is Sagittarius energy here. So it could just be saying that as we progress through Sagittarius season, you guys just might actually feel inspired to actually move toward this situation and try to revisit it. In the environment position, we have the Lovers. So yeah, so I feel like this is saying there's also something behind the scenes, if you look at the artwork there, right, it looks like there's this angel behind the scenes kind of orchestrating things to an extent. So it could just be saying it might just feel like there's some pull behind the scenes that's causing you to want to go back to the situation as well. And, I do have to say, we pretty much just wrapping up a Mercury retrograde that started in Sagittarius and then went into your sign. So it could certainly be as simple as that, right? Maybe during the retrograde, you had a change of heart around the situation, and now as that's wrapping up and we move into December, you might be reconsidering the decision you might have made at that time. But for some of you, I feel like this might go a little bit further back than that, though. So what could be more likely is maybe during the retrograde that brought the situation back to your mind to where you were thinking about did you want to revisit it or not. But either way, it looks like this is saying there is openness around this opportunity this month. In the hopes or fears position, we have the Seven of Pentacles. So this is Taurus energy here. And yeah, to me, this kind of seems like another indicator that this probably was a connection, that there was some time that passed between the two of you. So I feel like, this wasn't someone you just knew for a couple weeks and never saw them again, but you're like, why do I think about this person? I feel like there was some kind of past between the two of you, even if it only remained at the friendship level, because that could be what the Virgo energy is pointing to in that regard. But yeah, I feel like this is saying that ultimately you're just kind of hoping that that experience didn't go to waste. And in the outcome position, we have the Six of Cups. So this is actually a Scorpio card here, so this could definitely align with what you guys are feeling, but especially if you have placements in the middle 10 degrees of Scorpio. But seeing this here says that, yeah, you might actually try to reach out to this person from the past, right? So again, like I said, it seems like there's a strong pull that you felt toward them. Again, maybe not even understanding why that was the case, right? As you think it through, you might decide that, what, there has to be something to it, right? And you might decide to come toward them and see if you can get things back on track. Bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Swords. And yeah, looks, well, Libra energy again for one, but putting her back in the pile there, she's looking right at that Seven of Pentacles too. So yeah, so like I said, it seems like there's a part of you that does want to rebalance things, but, maybe just, like I said, hoping that the time that you did spend with this person in the past wasn't a waste, right? And that there was a reason for the separation and also a reason why you're feeling that strong pull toward them again. From the Four Agreements deck, we have Always Do Your Best. And it says do your best because you want to. Right? It says you do your best when you are enjoying the action or doing it in a way that will not have negative repercussions for you. You do your best because you want to do it, not because you have to do it. Not because you are trying to please the judge and not because you are trying to please other people. So, interesting message there. I mean, that tends to be, I feel like, how you would normally operate anyway. But again, like I said, maybe there was a bit of a shake-up with the retrogrades that might have made you guys feel a little bit out of sorts for a bit. But it looks like it will get back on track for sure. All right, and from the Wisdom Oracle, we have Chaos and Conflict. There's the artwork. The number is 33. So for some of you, this could be pointing to something that might have already happened, right? Looking at that Ten of Swords in the foundation, but we'll see what it says in the book. All right. Essential meanings says disarray, being at cross purposes with another, the tension of opposites, the value of chaos before order. The Oracle's message: opposing forces come together to create a turbulent atmosphere, but consider the value of chaos that serves you well as you become unmoored by it. Scattered to the winds, you leave behind the parts of yourself you no longer need and disperse seeds to reinvent yourself anew. Although the conflict appears to exist externally, its presence is also internal, projected outward and causing disarray. You may find yourself at cross purposes with someone else, facing a storm you feel you can't control. Yet every storm passes, and chaos leads to a reordering of things. Conflict provides a way to see more than one side of a situation. Look upon this as just a moment in time when you may need to take shelter and step away from the fray. Don't be too eager to fight. This is a time to understand rather than to be understood. So interesting message there, as far as it could just be saying maybe these are both your energy here, to where maybe initially you were taking more of a stance of maybe being ready to fight, but then something clicks where you say, you know what, maybe that isn't the right approach there, and soften your approach around the situation. The relationship message says stubbornness is keeping you in a state of opposition. The incessant need to be right will only serve to prolong the conflict that deep down you want to be resolved. This is an opportune moment to learn about your values, your sense of self, what's really important to you. Some things are non-negotiable. If that's true, it's not necessary to fight. Can you find a way through the stormy emotions to higher ground? Soon the air will clear, and you will be in a much better place than before, for the storm will have passed, blazing a path for new growth in its wake. Things can become electric and enlightened, always better than before, if you use this time constructively. So for those of you, if this was around a romantic connection, which I do have to say, this one, more than most of the general readings I do, does seem to point in that direction. If that's the case, though, hopefully that message resonated with you. And the prosperity message says, circumstances appear to be chaotic, but everything that is happening now is in truth shaking things up so you can find a real path to your prosperity. Yes, it's a stormy time, and it feels as if there are opposing forces wherever you turn. Be reassured that there is divine purpose in this chaos. Everything that doesn't work is being taken away from you, so the truest parts of yourself remain. The events occurring now are essential to your ultimate prosperity. This chaos is divinely inspired, even though it doesn't appear that way now. In time, you will notice to be true. For those of you, if this was more of a financial thing, which could be the case, right, given that we do see some pentacles in the spread, hopefully that message resonated with you if that is the case. We'll wrap up there. Hope you guys have a good holiday season, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.